Listen, I don't know about you, but I've started a business so I could do this. Travel, be with friends, be with family, create memories. I didn't do it to sit at the computer all day. I didn't do it so that I could just be in countless emails and Zoom meetings. I did it to create opportunities for myself and opportunities for others. So listen, if that's something that interests you, enjoying time with your friends, being out and about, definitely drop by Erica Williams' Classy Climb blog. Check out the YouTube channel. We've got over 2,000 videos of free information that's actually changed people's lives. People actually post their new jobs, their new careers, their new businesses all the time over at the channel. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from Classy Climb blog. It's late at night. We shouldn't be meeting like this, but we are. I just had to finish this off. I put my little timer on so we wouldn't go over. You see the title, $2 million child support payout. Canada is broke. Atlanta still building. Nepo versus elite people. Let's get straight into it. We ain't got no time to waste. It's late at night. I really want y'all to understand, is the economy in a little bit of a recession? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I don't care what nobody's saying. Now I'm gonna show you this guy page. I like this guy page. He shows charter flights. When 2020 was 2020 in, baby, a charter flight, we had to throw in together on these charter flights. We had to be like, yo, we're gonna get a charter flight. You know, these empty legs, it's still emptying, okay? Let me tell you something. Look at these prices. From Toronto to Naples, Florida, 12 grand. 7 seats. Baby, we split that with friends. 8 seats, Toronto to Miami. Come on, 12 grand. Boston to Toronto, 5 grand. Come on. Nassau to West Palm Beach, 5 grand. These are recession prices. I don't think y'all understand what I'm talking about when I say it's a recession prices. This is just enough gas to get the plane there and pay the pilot. Okay, Santa Barbara to Las Vegas, 5 grand. Scottsdale to Las Vegas, 5 grand. Van Nuys to Las Vegas, 5 grand. Las Vegas to Scottsdale, 11 grand. Bigger plane. These are bigger planes, 10 passengers. Las Vegas to Lake Tahoe, 11 grand. Y'all, I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying when I say these are recession prices. These are we hungry prices. We keeping the plane in the air prices. Okay, let me keep it pushing. And you're like, Erica, just empty legs. There's nothing new. Baby, back in the day, Dallas to Austin, 6 grand, 8 people. Do you know how many influencers would have jumped on this to make their little bit of content? Look, I'm telling you. And these ain't old planes. Oh, they must be old planes. No, they're not. They're not. They're not. They ain't. And helicopter pricing is even losses. Okay. So listen, let me get on out of here. Let me get out of this. But yeah, them are recession prices. Them are recession prices. Let me show you. Y'all be thinking Canada is doing it. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Y'all, Canada is broke. I had a chart for y'all, but I can't find it. But it was basically showing where Canada money was underneath Mexico money. United States was number 7. I'm talking about Canada was like 39. Okay. Like I'm talking about at the bottom. I said, oh no, Canada, what's happening? Canada's falling and Canada's in a recession. So Canada acting tough with us when we giving them billions of dollars every month. Canada better hush his mouth. It better be quiet. It better hush. Okay, let me just show you this. This is Canada. This dude.
Of all the G7 countries, higher than France, Germany, Italy, Japan, UK, US, top of the heap. Canadians' ratio of household debt as a percentage of disposable income, also way higher than all these other countries. 80% higher than the US alone. The main driver of Canadian wealth, real estate, has completely stalled. Canadians can't afford cost of living. They can't afford transportation, their car payments, eggs, groceries. Canadian salaries are flat. They've been flat for a long time. Canadians have no money. Canadians aren't canceling trips to the US. They're rebooking to cheaper locations like Mexico, Cuba, Scarborough. Don't let the media fool you. The rich are not changing their plans. It's the people who can't afford the US dollar who are changing their plans. Learn the lessons about financial freedom that your friends and family don't know. Download my free newsletter linked off the bio. Good luck. Take care. They're rebooking to cheaper locations like Mexico, Cuba, Scarborough. Canadians are boycotting trips to the US? Maybe, but not for the reasons they're telling you. Quote, infuriated by annexation talk, neighbors to the north are keeping their vacations local. Canadians are not avoiding trips to the US. Canadians without money are avoiding trips to the US. They can no longer afford trips to the US with a sub 70-cent Canadian dollar. Quote, the strength of the US dollar, which reduces Canadians' purchasing power, is also playing a role in helping Canadians reconsider. Spending by Canadians was down 14% in January compared to a year ago because Canadians are broke and completely over-indebted. Canadian household debt is number one of all the G7 countries, higher than France, Germany, Italy, Japan, UK, US, top of the heap. Canadians' ratio of household debt as a percentage of disposable income also way higher than all these other countries. 80% higher than the US alone. The main driver of Canadian wealth, real estate, has completely stalled. Canadians can't afford cost of living. They can't afford transportation, their car payments.
Listen, I think y'all think I'm joking. Y'all think I'm picking on Canada because I'm a Trumper and all stuff. But no, I literally, all of the investors in real estate in Detroit and Cleveland, when I was digging deep, like I'm just doing Southeast now. I'm just doing, if you see the link for the book in a couple days, you'll see all the information in your inner circle. You'll see the information. And so in these particular areas, I would just see Hawaiians who refinanced the house, took $1 million out their house. Their neighbor took $1 million out his house. Their cousin, their grandma taking money out their house. They would fly into Detroit and Cleveland and be like, we're going to buy 20 houses. Not realizing you may or may not get all your money from these Detroit folk. Okay, no disrespect to the Detroit people, but you know how y'all do up there. You're dirty, okay? It's cold in the D, okay? So again, I would go and meet Hawaiians who had 8 Hawaiians deep and bought up 20, 30 properties. One of the syndication groups I'm in is nothing but Hawaiians who are engineers who had to leave Hawaii, get a job in California somewhere. They making all this money and they're like, I can't even afford to be in Hawaii. So then they start investing their money because they want to go back to Hawaii. So then it becomes this cycle of just only rich people live in Hawaii because they leave the island. If they working in hotels, I mean, I remember this guy, he looked like a big white man, just a big husky white man in Las Vegas. He was like, I'm actually Samoan. I'm like, now your daddy might be Samoan, but your mama is white. And so he just looked like a big white man, just thick for no reason. And he was driving us. He was our Uber driver. And he was like, I just got to make enough money to buy a couple rentals. And then I can go back to Hawaii for at least a month or two at a time and spend time in the summer with my family. And I was like, that's a good idea. Okay. But y'all got to understand, like, the way Canadians and Hawaiians live where they live is they invest in the United States. When I bought the duplex in Cleveland, we got it because a Swedish company buys 100 duplexes in Cleveland at a time. And when they start getting raggedy, they just let them go. The Canadians invest in Detroit and other places. They come across the border and invest because it's the only way they're going to afford to live in parts of Canada. 80% of the homes bought from 2019 to 2023 were Chinese people buying up Vancouver. That's why Vancouver's through the roof. And they're like complaining and crying. But if you really look at Canada, they don't even live in half of Canada. They live closest to the border of America, and that's it. There's a few little sporadic spots, but they don't live in the wilderness. They don't. The native people were like, y'all could have left us alone. We could have been out here. But see, Canada can't afford, just like Russia, Canada can't afford for you to live too far out because then they got to run services to you because they're a service-based country. They can't do it, right? So there's a couple YouTubers who built a whole house in the middle of the woods in Canada, and it was their neighbors who snitched on them. They were like, hey, you didn't get permits, you didn't get the permits, okay? You can't just be building in the woods. There's nothing around them for 10 miles. Who was snitching on them? I bet it was the hardware store guy, but that just be what it is. They be snitching. Okay. And so what you have to understand is Canada is broke. Okay. America is this beautiful t-shirt. I'm here in Texas today and I did some neighborhood driving because I wanted to double check what I was telling y'all. Right. I had to double check my notes. Like, okay, well, I see a few restaurants have closed. I see a lot of restaurants have gone from, we're just going to be closed on Monday to give our staff some rest. They closed on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday now. So now it's just Thursday, Friday, Saturday. How are you paying your restaurant bills when you only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday? You got to be gangbusters. Now I'm going to tell you about something about Texas. You have a Tex-Mex place. White people love it. They love it. They don't want to go nowhere else but the Tex-Mex. Okay. So you can have a Tex-Mex restaurant and you be like, y'all still in there? That's nasty. But I just want you to understand, like, Canada's broke, y'all. Canada is broke. And people like Trudeau's letting gangs in. Gangs were in Canada in the 1950s, y'all. I don't know who told y'all about Canada being safe. There's whole TV shows and documentaries on motorcycle gangs rolling from Montreal into America in the upper parts, bringing the drugs. Like the ships going into Canada, going into Montreal, and the gangs are running it, and the mafia from New York is connected to the Montreal. They got the Sicilians in Canada freezing. Now, I don't know about you, but I seen Italy. I wouldn't want to be an Italian in Canada. It's cold. But they was up there transporting the drugs, okay? So to act like Canada's the drugs, the crime, all of a sudden it's somebody. No, they've been up there. They've been up there. What are you talking about? They've been had drugs. Like, y'all have a fantasy Canada. I go to Canada all the time. See, come on, see this right here, Truth Sitter. If you're not gonna participate in the show, if you're gonna kind of be a contrarian tonight, you know what I'm gonna do for you? I'm gonna sit you off to the side, and I'm not playing with y'all tonight because it's a quick one. We'll just be on block ministry all night long. I'm okay with that. Don't come in here with the contrarian stuff. I don't need it. I ain't asking for it. You know, that's all. Anyway, let me go over here. Oh gosh. Let me get here. Now, this is, y'all be telling me I'm going overseas, Erica, because it's cheaper. I can live on $2. Okay, well, have you seen Paris and London lately? Okay, sure. We can go ahead and do this. We can do this. We're going to show y'all. This is Paris.
Jenny! Ich bin geschockt. Weißt du, wir können das noch umbuchen. Also ich habe da jetzt irgendwie auch keine Worte. Jenny! Was du hier gebucht? Jetzt auch keine Worte. War hier Bürgerkrieg? Was ist denn los hier? Buch diese Hotels direkt.
Now you're gonna say, well, Erica, that's just one part, you know, Erica. You're really being an a-hole. If you guys have ever been to France, if you go near the Eiffel Tower, it's all ghetto over there. This is a famous area. This is a famous area. It has antique dealers. It has millions of visitors. This is a very popular area that is visited all the time. And this is what it looks like now. That's what it looks like. That's why, you know, when y'all sit here and go, I'm going overseas, I'm going to the Europe, I'm going to the London. I'm like, yeah, baby, tell me about it. I mean, I'm going this summer too, and I'm going this fall. I mean, I'll take some video for y'all, but like, let's not front. Let's not front. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not play. You know what I mean? Like, let's all have a real moment here. Like, there's a reason the Balkans and the Bosnians are coming to America. There's a reason Eastern Europe's coming into America. Like, these people ain't just coming to America because, well, you know, I have the money. Oh, anybody who had $5 million would never buy an American visa, Erica. And I'm like, have you? Okay. All right. Like, Trump ain't just throwing these ideals out because they sound crazy. I have some people in Cambodia and some of these places when they become rich in those places where they want to be. Now, let me show you this, because maybe people are like, Erica, people in America are broke. And I get it. I feel you. I hear you. The government is broke. Okay, sure. We can go there for sure. Let's go here. This is the income you need to be middle class in America. Now, I was going to show y'all some other stuff, but I'm going to go here first. This is middle class income in every state. Okay, so of course, you know, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Maryland, New Hampshire, California, Hawaii, Washington, Utah, Colorado, Connecticut, Virginia, and Alaska. You got to have big dollars. But if you get about to New Hampshire, you know, if you 194,000, you're balling. You get down here to Virginia, you got 180, you balling. I'm not talking about the hills have eyes, Virginia. I'm not talking about mountainside, Virginia. I'm not talking about the truck stop parts of Virginia. I'm talking about Arlington. I'm talking about running to DC, Virginia. I'm talking about in the loop. I'm talking about Alexandria. Okay. And if you make that, you're balling. So when people go, if I was rich, I would never live in these places because I would, you know, oh, okay, no worries. No worries. Here, let me get you out of here. You're done. You're banned. You're not even just blocked. You're banned. Have a good night. Have a good night. We're done with it. We're done. You're banned completely. We're not playing this game with y'all. I think we've been on YouTube 10 years now. There's 30 million YouTube channels. If you want to go complain or argue with somebody, go pick your mama or go somewhere else. There's 30 million YouTube channels. You don't like what I'm saying. You don't agree with what I'm saying. You don't like the data. Please leave. Please leave. Go anywhere. This is a free country. That's a sickness, baby, that you want to watch somebody you don't like and you don't agree with. That's a sickness. You got to go get that help. Now, let me finish what I was saying. Let me back focus. Anybody else want to be blocked? Please put your hands up. I'll do it now. I don't even need the mods. I want the mods to block you, but anybody cutting up, feel free. I'm ready. It's that type of night. All right, let me continue. So we get down here. We're scrolling down. We're scrolling down to Texas. 51,000 to 150,000 a year. You're upper middle class. Do you understand some of these engineer jobs are paying these people 150? Then they wife 9 times out of 10 does something similar to them, or she works somewhere. So now they in the bracket. Let's say their wife is a teacher. In Texas, she gonna make 55 as a teacher, maybe 60, depending on the city. You at 200. You're balling in Texas. You're balling in Texas. There are sales reps that make this. There are car dealership guys that make this. There are a lot of people that make this 50. I'm not going to take it from you. I know there are a lot of people in our society making the 50. You put 3-4 Hispanic people in a house, they all doing 50, baby. What they doing? They balling. Okay, they're working together. Georgia, if you make 149,000 in Atlanta, are you struggling? Huh? You know what I'm saying? Are you struggling? Listen, ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. And I mean it. Okay. So again, this is just data. I just want y'all to understand, like, you just have to understand South Carolina. You make 136,000 in South Carolina, baby, you're rich. Baby, you're rich in South Carolina. North Carolina, you might be struggling in Charlotte and Raleigh. But in South Carolina, baby, you can buy up half the town. Depending on where you at. Now, if you're in Charleston, you ain't buying up nothing. If you in Esto Island, you on one of the 13 beaches, no. But anywhere else in South Carolina, Ohio, look down here, Ohio, Tennessee. Why you think all these California people moving to Tennessee and they have the highest rate of satisfaction? Why you think your girl in Tennessee? Okay, those in the inner circle, you know, because you know. Anthony Brian Logan, I'll see you in a little bit. You already know what time it is. New Mexico, Alabama. Okay, so people come to America because it's an easy game. Because it's like, damn, all I gotta make is 48. Let me get 2 jobs. Let me keep it pushing. That's why they looking at us crazy. They're looking at us crazy because they're like, I don't know what y'all complaint is. What's the complaint? Okay, let me get out of here. Let me get out of that. If you enjoyed the channel, drop a 1 in the comments. I'm out of here. I'm gonna get out of here. Okay, here's the Atlanta. Here's Atlanta. Is it showing? It's not. Hold on. I don't like that. Why is it tripping? All right, here we go. Atlanta. I keep telling y'all they got 30-year plans for Atlanta. And y'all like, nah, man, Atlanta they gotta cut the prices, man. Cause you know, Atlanta, nobody make no money. They got slave wages down here. They're not building the city for you. I don't think you understand.
Atlanta, you should know that this historic downtown church property is about to be converted into high-rise housing. Not just any housing, but 85% affordable, along with 2 new schools within the high-rise, including a tuition-free school for homeless children. The church itself will stay, and the stacked housing will encompass it by taking the place of the surrounding parking lot, all of which is only steps away from the Stitch, a future highway capping park project. If you're from Atlanta, you should know that this historic downtown church property is about to be converted into high-rise housing. Not just any housing, but 85% affordable. Along
Listen to that. 85% affordable housing. Let me tell you something. What are they saying? We're going to stack low income here. I'm, as a person who went through affordable housing training, let me be careful. The government will give you 10 million right now if you say you're going to build affordable housing. They'll give you 10 million, but it's in the form of convertible. It's hard for me to explain it in a quick show. But long story short, if you tell the government I'm gonna build affordable housing, they're like, here's 10 million. Now you got to work with a combination of partners and builders and all this other S. They do it in a way to make sure, hey, we're gonna buy. So and that's just at 20%. So for them to say we're gonna do 85% affordable housing, man, I don't know what deal they took. But that's $100 million. That's $100 million easy. That's the government going, oh, Atlanta has bad housing. Oh, y'all don't got no money. Here's $100 million. And they're gonna tell y'all to shut up. This might be all the budget. This might be all the budget for affordable housing. I don't know. I can go over to the housing authority and look in Atlanta's economic development. I can tell y'all how much they allotted. Because here in Texas, people think, well, Texas don't know what they're doing. They just building anywhere. Baby, they got 10-year plans. They already tell you how much money they're gonna give for housing down payment assistance. They tell you how much money they're gonna give you for affordable housing. They tell you how many places gonna be built for affordable housing, how many units they can afford. They have those plans in Atlanta. I just haven't spent my time or energy digging up Atlanta. But if y'all want to go look, it's usually your housing authority, affordable housing, right? You're gonna need to just get 20%. Just to say I'm gonna do 20% of housing, affordable housing, they'll give you 10 million. So for this to be 85%, I don't think y'all understand. Like they might be taking up half the budget for Atlanta over the next couple of years and say, see, look, we built the affordable housing. And then you in Atlanta complaining like there ain't no affordable housing. And they're going to tell you, yes, we use the government money. See, we built it already. Where are you at in Atlanta? Can you build? Can you do concrete? Can you do construction? Because somebody's going to be paid for the next 2 to 3 years on this deal. Probably 3 to 5 to do this. I don't know how long it's going to take them to build this. You would prefer they build it in 3 to 5 years than a quick build job. I'm going to just tell you. Something under 3 years, I'm going to be a little shaky about that place. That place going to have some problems. But just look at how this graphic is done. I'm going to try to go a little bit more. If you go a little bit more.
Along with 2 new schools.
Now, they're going to have a school for homeless children. Now, I'm going to just say like this. Would I want to live in an apartment where there's homeless children going to school downstairs? Am I being a jerk? Y'all can tell me. Yeah, it's okay. I'm okay. Y'all tell me I'm being unfortunate all the time. I'm okay with that. But to me, there's a school downstairs for homeless children, and then they're gonna have 2 charter schools. Is this the deal they worked out with the church? Because let me tell you, I don't want to live in a high rise and downstairs is homeless kids who might find their way to the parking garage and be breaking in cars all afternoon. Let me just say that again. I don't want them. You know what I'm saying? Breaking in cars afternoon. Okay. Renee Dean, listen, I want to work with you tonight. I really do. At the end of the day, if you actually study security, why are we talking to Greenland like we are? Because it's one of the places that people can shoot rockets from and do what? Blow up America. Greenland's the last border, but we don't have time to do an hour lesson on the United States isn't broke. We're just trying to figure out a defensive position. And they don't care about Panama. Panama's just a diversion tactic. BlackRock done bought it. We're going to get it. It's over. But guess what? China already building through Mexico. I go to Mexico all the time, baby. And they got a nice, beautiful rail that they putting through. Greenland's a strategic asset. If you know anything about military, anything about defense, anything about the Navy, all of a sudden London talking about we got to get our UK talking about they got to get their Navy up. Y'all ain't had no Navy. Y'all let it go because y'all thought we was doing it. Y'all late. What y'all ships y'all gonna build in UK? See, this is why y'all just hate Trump so bad. You can't read the room. Read the room. We need Greenland as a buffer. We don't care about Greenland. They just a buffer. Panama, we get it. It really don't matter because they already got the train going through Mexico. You dig what I'm saying? I really want you to understand. Like, I really want to work with y'all, but y'all come in so hard on the anti-Trump that you're going to be so caught up in the next 4 years. Baby, like what I'm doing right now, strategically pivoting from here. Like I'm still going to do shows, but I'm telling you, like the economic investment we are doing the rest of this year with my group of 20. We out of here, baby. We out of here. Y'all can laugh and goof and talk about Trump all day. I'm telling you, it's coming. The hammer's coming and y'all not ready. Y'all going to sit up next year when the rates drop and be like, oh, I can't afford a house. I can't buy a house. There's no houses. I'm telling you, just good luck. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. China trying to buy Greenland, Russia over there by Greenland, but Trump, shame on Trump. He's a goofy. He's terrible. Y'all missing it, baby. Y'all missing it. And I'm like, God bless America. Good luck, America. I'm in there like, salute. Okay, you just need to dig deep in your city. If y'all want to be upset about Trump, just dig deep in your city. If you in Atlanta right now, You need to go look up what the economic development plan is to accommodate affordable housing, because some of y'all can turn around and build some duplexes and triplexes and have one of the 4 quotation mark be affordable housing and the government cut you a check. But I didn't tell you that. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go deep in that. Y'all can go study it for yourself. But I don't want homeless kids over me. But what you're gonna have is people have to live here because they ain't got no money.
Within the high rise, including a tuition-free school
you see this?
For homeless children. The church itself will stay, and the stacked housing will encompass it by taking the place.
All right, you see this arrow right here?
The surrounding.
They're gonna take up all this parking. This is gone. This parking is gone. Right before it's all said, they're gonna take some parking from over here too. They're gonna lie and say we underestimated. We need more parking. Let me go a little bit more.
All of which is only steps away from the Stitch, a future highway capping park.
Now you see how they're gonna convert the Stitch right here. Can everybody see this? I know this isn't that big. I apologize. They're going to put, it's going to be walking and garden and greenery. This is what they do to slow up the traffic. This is what they do to tell the government we included green space, because you get money from the government for this too. So that's why I didn't know if y'all understood what this was. Okay, this is green space. All right, this is green space. The government's going to give Atlanta money because Atlanta going to say, look at us. We built green space beside the projects. See how we care about the homeless children. See how look at what we did. You know, y'all just gave us $150 million and we built projects and we built green space. Look at this green space. We're going to throw events over here. Okay, if you're in Atlanta, I mean, you can listen to me or you don't. I mean, that's up to y'all. Good luck. Good luck. I mean, it's about to get real in Atlanta. They gonna build it on up, and y'all gonna be sitting there like, what happened?
Park project. If you're
again, you can look at that. You can go to his page. It's his page called Urban Atlanta. He does a good recap, but I want to tell you, anytime somebody's recapping on here, this stuff already been in play. Okay, this already been in play. Again, you can look here. Oh no, did it not show it? Hold on. Oh no. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. I was trying to show y'all the part.
Community events, and even boating. That all changed, though, during the 1996 Olympics, after which the reservoir was sealed off from the public due to security concerns. Although 2 small pocket parks have recently been reopened thanks to the Upper West Side Improvement District, the majority of the 147-acre waterworks land is still off limits 30 years later. It's time we take note of how other major cities have repurposed their reservoir spaces and returned the land to the public in a way that truly benefits them, especially in a rapidly growing part of the city that lacks any real park space. Y'all leave ideas below on what you'd like to see this space become, if anything. If y'all from Atlanta, then I'm sure you've heard of the Waterworks Reservoir on the west side. Well, this used to be a cherished public space like Piedmont Park, not fenced off, but open for track meets, proms, community events, and even boating. That all changed, though, during the 1996 Olympics, after which the reservoir was sealed off from the public due to security concerns. Although 2 small parks.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm not going to say for certain, but I'm going to say here in Austin, there will be groups who are doing these renderings. This is called Urban Atlanta. You can go look them up. Let me see if it is pulling up. It ain't. Hold on. Dang it. I'm trying to show y'all this thing. Go look them up. Now, this ain't me telling you to message the guy on the page or be weird or anything like that. But I want to be very clear with you. The reason they haven't opened that up is they don't know what to do with the homeless. The homeless would take over a public space. So now they got to figure out a way. Now you can go look at this guy's stuff up. You can go look it up. He does a combination of stuff. But I want you to understand, when they pitch stuff like that with it, video he just did, there are grants and loans and things they give groups to say, let's see if the community likes this. Let's see if it's an ideal that can go viral. Somebody already on their desk with plans for the reservoir. Don't get it twisted. This is a slow rinse out to you as a public person. This may be a part of a nonprofit's ideal. Like, we're asking the community, baby, they already got plans for it. They're just waiting for a critical mass moment. Yeah, they already got plans for this. They already got plans for this place. What they're doing is they let the different community groups, come out here and say, what do you guys think? How could we fix this area? Do you think this is good? Would you like if we did A, B, and C to this area? I'm just telling y'all, like this is they pay there. I met too many white girls who this is what they do. This is their job. Their nonprofit got money to tell you what they think of these areas. And they do stuff like this. They'll do stuff just like this. And you'll think, oh, this is great, right? Like this is
If y'all from Atlanta, I'm sure you know the massive 51-story Georgia Pacific office building downtown. Well, this iconic member of the skyline is getting a massive redevelopment by turning the top levels into 400 apartments, which will have some of the highest livable views in the Southeast, while the lower levels will be transformed into 125,000 square feet of retail, dining, and entertainment space, as well as a 35,000 square foot public plaza, replacing a currently fenced off area, which will reconnect the building seamlessly with MARTA and the Atlanta streetcar. If y'all from Atlanta, I'm sure you know.
All right, so y'all get my point. I don't have to beat on that too long, but go check it out. I know people who get paid from that. They literally get paid to write these pieces and tell you about what's happening in your city, in Savannah, Augusta, and then all of a sudden you look up in Augusta, the road is going through there. The government's paying for billions of dollars of road to go through there. The government's paying for another billions of dollars of data centers to go through there, and you just was watching Augusta pages, okay? You were just watching Augusta pages. You didn't think anything about it. You're like Augusta, the golf, right? I just finished to get on the phone with some people that, oh, we're from Augusta, but we'll never return because it's so crime ridden. That's what they want. They want you out of there. That in 5 years, it won't even look the same. They'll be trying to figure out how to get back to Augusta and they can't get back. They in Atlanta. They left Augusta, whole family en masse in Atlanta. Her mother and brother are in Charlotte and Wilmington, North Carolina. And I was talking to her and I'm like, you don't think they have plans for Augusta? Well, they keep saying they're going to have plans, but it's just so bad right now. I said, baby, that's what they want you to think. And then every day you open up the paper, I sent her like 7 articles. I'm like, they're putting $500 million into Augusta in the next 2 to 3 years. But you and your family have already sold everything and left. Okay. All right. Okay. Good luck. Listen, ABL, I got several young black men. That's why I keep telling y'all the younger black people are not fooling with y'all on this women's and this goofy stuff. They're building. All the builders that I know in the central Nashville, Chattanooga, and all those areas, I'm telling y'all, they're building. The 10 builders that I had to go try to talk with and also, they're all under 30. They ain't got time. They like, get to the money. But you talk to these people, well, I just try my best to do what I can. All right. Now, I had a comment up there for Nepo versus elite people. And people think, Erica, you always bragging about middle class, upper middle class. What does it matter? We're all the same. Yeah, we all the same in the Lord's eyes. Every day and night, we are. But there is levels to this. Now, in the comments, I don't want y'all to go crazy, but in the comments, tell me what you think of 1950s Alabama. When I tell you, if I ask you what is somebody that comes out of 1950s Alabama, what would you put on paper? And I just want you to put your comments in the comment section, and we're going to go there. We're going to go there in a second. Now, this is, I don't know if y'all know who Esposito is. If you think back, Nick, the Spike Lee movies, I hope y'all know who I'm talking about. He was in Breaking Bad as the chicken man on the chicken place, gangster. He's been playing a Latino forever. He's not Latino. He's not Latino at all. At all. He's literally Italian and black, and you would think, let's just go there for a second. Y'all know what y'all thinking. Italian mama, black daddy, right? No. His mom. Let me just play a clip. Let me get out of here.
Just found out preparing for this interview. I thought that you were black and Latin. I just found out. This whole time I thought that you were, but you're actually, you have an Italian parent and a black parent. I thought that you were like Afro Latino. I thought this for a year. I just figured this out today. I said, because you played a lot of Latin characters.
I do.
Really thought you were Afro Latino.
There's a reason for that, because when I made a shift from playing, all the crooks, killers, robbers, and desperate characters that I played that were labeled African American, I needed somewhere to go. And the only transition for me was to start to play Latino characters because you saw more of them. So I was resourceful. I went, if I can't, if I choose not to play this African American character, I need to start to ply another character that I can play. And so at that time, the Spanish characters, Latinos, were a little more acceptable in our entertainment community. So, look, my name is Giancarlo Giuseppe Alessandro Esposito. I am truly that split down the middle, raised in Rome, born in Copenhagen, raised in Rome. My brother was born in Naples. My father was born in Naples. And I come from that cultural experience and household of an African-American mother from Alabama who really worked hard to get herself to International House and get a scholarship to go to Alla Scala Opera House in Naples and then do a Porgy and Bess State Department tour, which were happening in the late 50s. So I come from that multicultural background, which I'm very proud of. But I just play, look, I was on Jay Leno a number of years ago and I said, you know what? I'm just, I'm an Italian posing as, an African American or an American at all. Because really what roots me is the combination of that Italian and that soulfulness of being Black.
You're a Black Italian.
There it is.
Last thing, I just found out preparing for this interview, I thought that you were
skip it ahead a little bit, but it won't
Black and Latin.
Stupid.
I just found out. This whole time I thought that you were, but you're actually, you have an Italian parent and a Black parent. I thought that you were like Afro-Latino. I thought this for a year. I just figured this out today. I said, because you played a lot of Latin characters.
I do.
Really thought you were Afro-Latino.
There's a reason for that, because when I made a shift from playing, all the crooks, killers, robbers, and, desperate characters that I played that were labeled African American.
Boom. That's what I wanted y'all to play that part. When he talks about they're playing these desperate characters, these criminals, these crooks, these murderers, these thieves that are labeled African American. Do you know how, like, somebody's gonna say, oh, Nepo babies, Nepo. This is an elite person. Like, I would put him and what's her name? Meryl Streep in the same category as elite. Your mother in the 1950s worked so hard that she literally got herself to Europe out of Alabama and then worked for the government overseas when America itself was racist. But your mama was in the 50s in Atlanta, in Italy, working for the government department, State Department. She had to be an elite Black person. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, everybody Black is not elite. No, she had to be an elite person. And then also to stay in Italy, get with an Italian man in the 50s. And then he chilling, he married her. They having multiple kids. The kids are raised in Europe. Again, he is an Italian playing a Black man. I've put him in the same category as Meryl Streep. This is an elite person with elite caliber. We're always going to remember him as playing these Latino characters, but even after Latinos are like, damn, wait a minute, you're not even Latino at all. And if you see his daughters do look Latino. That's the funny part about it. His daughters look like mixed Black people, but they look like they could pass for Latinas if they walk somewhere. All three of his daughters. And so what happens is America has these very limited characters for Black people. Okay, very limited characters for Black people. And so when you talk to somebody like him, who's coming from outside of America, raised by an elite woman from Alabama in the 50s, you know how elite you had to be in Alabama in the 50s to get out of Alabama and get to Italy? Like, I'm not trying to shit on Alabama people, because you could have been in the military and got overseas. But I'm talking about like paperwork, mental intelligence to get overseas and stay overseas. And she had to have some soul to him, because he ain't like, now I've seen him play a Black man in that last couple shows where he's in the parish. That's the one time I was like, this man ain't Black. This man ain't Black. He ain't doing it for me. But every other character I've seen him play has been super believable. Super believable. So when Gina Torres, who was married to Lawrence Fishburne, was like, I'm a Latina, and all they want me to play in America is a black woman. And all her Latino people are like, oh, like we feel you. No, they probably looking at you goofy, because if you were in Latin America, all you would pay is a maid or a scoundrel or a hussy or a prostitute. At least in America, you got to play a sci-fi character. You got to be somebody. Say what you want about the Dominican girl who plays Gamora on Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, she's Dominican, but she know all her sisters have married white men, but it don't matter. They know when they are in America, I'm Dominican. I don't care, you Dominican. You look like a black lady. Black, stamp black. Right? And so these parts they play to complain is hilarious, because in your country, you'd be a maid on TV. You'd be a prostitute on TV. This is why when these people tell me they're going overseas to go, I'm getting a traditional woman. You're getting any woman who's desperate to get out of that country, because it's very limited opportunities, because they have a invisible caste system, right? When Brazil was struggling, and this is the terrible part. When Brazil was struggling, Cuba's like, no problem. We'll send you a bunch of doctors and nurses. Now, see, what you think of Cubans is you think Cubans are pit bull. So when they sent 200 black, I'm talking about black Cubans that were doctors and nurses, you know what the Brazilians said? They sent us a bunch of maids and nurses. They would not even acknowledge Cuba. Thank you, Cuba, for sending us doctors during the pandemic. No, they called those black people who were doctors from Cuba maids, nurses, and janitors. So when people try to tell me they're going to Colombia to get with black people that speak Spanish, baby, miss me with that. I've been down there. I've traveled internationally. I'm on my second passport. This ain't nothing to brag about, because you're going to say, oh, second passport, that's nothing, Erica. But I've been traveling since I was 12 years old. I've lived overseas. I lived in Germany. Like, please, I've been in other countries. To act like you're going to South America and the women are like, oh my God, it's a black man. It's a black man. There's a ton of black men down there. There's a ton of black men down there. But you're a black man, American man. You have American dollars. I can get the hell out of here. That's what you are. You are a ticket to freedom. I can leave this place where I'm very limited. So miss me with this. Miss me. But I just had to show this, because this is the prime example. Exactly. Brazil, where y'all sitting there, Brazil, oh my God, Brazilian women. I'm like, they don't like you. You are a ticket to get up out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here. You're American first. You go to Dubai, you're American. You open your mouth. This lady was showing where she was over in Dubai, and she got the African who she got from online to braid her hair in Dubai. Now, you know how they treat them people over there in Dubai. Let's stop playing stupid. The African lady gets to that hotel in Dubai, and they like, baby, we can't come in. You ain't gonna come in. So she had to come down from her room with her hair taken out. You know how black when we look when we take her hair out for the braids, and had to come to the front desk like, hey, my braider's here. They're like, oh, you're American? Oh, we didn't know. We just don't let strangers into the hotel. And they let her in. So knock it off. Y'all sitting here sounding real goofy. Every day online, I can't wait to go overseas and see the black women's. Like, man, get out of here. Get out of here. Y'all sound goofy. like if you look African, if you open your mouth and any type of accent from Africa comes out your mouth, they're like, man, get your ass out of here. Go look at the videos in Italy. Go look at the videos in Croatia. The only difference is, oh, you're American? Oh, American. Oh, American. Okay, cool. American. Come on in, American. Come spend them dollars. Yeah, come on in, American. Daniel, y'all don't. Stop. Daniel, stop. Stop, Daniel. Stop. 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 Listen, hope is addictive, right? One of the most dangerous things is hope. So anytime a man try to tell me, oh, we know the game, mama, we know, no, you don't. Stop. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're hoping, and that's okay. Hope is a dangerous thing, though. Let me show you this, and this is the very much contrast from elite people. These are dangerous people. And I just want you to understand, like, your coworkers are not y'all friends. Listen, you already know, Mark. You already know then. Them ladies like, hey, hey, look at you. Can I go with you, please? Help me, Lord. Get me up out of here. Okay, Germany is dangerous right now, and y'all playing real dumb. American soldiers who were stationed in Germany for a year right now to 3 years can't bring their families. But y'all gonna sit here and tell me, who's lived in Germany as a baby, oh no, you don't know what you're talking about Germany. You don't know what you're talking about Germany. Germany loves black people. Germany's just trying to get out from under the Muslims right now. They just like, sir, are you black? Where are you from? I'll go with you, baby. Shit, I'll go with you. I'll take me from here. I'll go and take me away. That's why y'all listen. I have black female friends from high school, joined the military. 2 of them got Korean husbands. 2 of them got German husbands. 2 of them have Eastern, whatever, European husbands. And trust me, you think they got them husbands just because they was beautiful black women? For sure. They beautiful women from North Carolina. But them men was like, can I go with you? Can I leave South Korea with you? Can I go where you go, sis? Can you take me away? I'll be your man. I'll be your huckleberry. Y'all being real goofy. You got to stop it. You know, don't lie to yourself. Shit. Like, we can both be here, but let's not lie to each other. You dig what I'm saying? Now, again, I don't know what y'all think of postal workers, but your co-workers are not your friends. So let me just play this for y'all.
The most reliable people on earth, U.S. postal workers. But what they are accused of doing, prosecutors say, inflicted pain and suffering to one of their own colleagues.
Not guilty.
In June of 2023, the victim and the defendants, Daniel Jean, Kirk Akala, and Edward Chu, attended a party at the post office on East 14th Street after work. The victim remembers having drinks at the party, but at some point she felt strange. These 3 men are supposed to be the most reliable people on earth.
What?
U.S. postal workers. But what they are accused of doing, prosecutors say, inflicted.
I didn't want to play the whole thing, the longer part that says all this stuff. Long story short, this is the problem. Y'all want to go work in corporate America, and then you got people that just showing up for a check. Okay? And I don't honestly consider post office a corporate America anymore. You got an Asian, you got a Muslim, and you got this brother right here. He's the only one with the normal American name. Spiking coworkers' drinks and messing with them. Boy, if you don't get out of here, let me tell you something. This is why these companies ain't trying to have no company parties. They ain't trying to pay for y'all no pizza parties no more. They ain't trying to do none of this stuff with y'all, because you have these type of people running around. And they've been working at the post office almost 20 years. All of them gonna lose their pensions. That's the crazy part. You're about to lose your little check. Come on, man. It ain't never that serious. It ain't never that serious to be spiking a drink and then a gang of y'all are combobling together like the scoundrels you are at an office work party. Come on, man. Come on. Knock it off. Like, again, this is why I keep telling y'all, we're not all the same. Yes, God made us all. We were all born with 10 fingers and 10 toes. You walk in, you breathe the air. But when you talk about calibers of people, baby, no. I wouldn't even drink water around these people. They look sketchy. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here. Scram. Look at extra sketchy. Don't trust them. Now, here's what the show is labeled. I had other ones, but we running out of time. So let's just wrap this up. I had this labeled $2 million child support. And I want y'all to understand, even financial people I know have ran through money. Millions. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it. They recovered. But to think you're going to get a payout, you're not. And you're going to flip it. I'm going to flip it, Erica. You don't understand. I'm gangster. I know how to flip. Baby, get out of here with that shit. Say that for somebody green. Real stupid. Not me. Now let's play this.
If he wants to pay his child support up front, let's do some numbers. It's only $2,160,000. And typically that's going to be considered over 18 years. That's really not a lot of money. Now, the time value of money. This is what happens with money. Things get more expensive. So she would be very, 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 very crazy if she accepted this, unless she knew what to do with the money. So if she was able to take the money and invest it and receive probably, let's say, a 7 to 10% return, this might work out. But we know most likely that's not going to happen. What's going to happen when she gets $2,160,000? She's going to do what? Most likely she's going to go buy a house, which probably don't need. Probably going to buy a car. Probably going to shop. And going to do a lot of things with the money. But the money is supposed to be for the child. So getting a $2 million head start is good for the child if you put the money up and let it grow in an investment. But there's a great chance that won't happen. So Anthony, if he gets the chance to pay this, that will be a win for him and a loss for her. Now imagine 15 years from now what private school may cost, or what a pair of shoes may cost, or food may cost, or a car may cost. Overall, it's a terrible deal for her and a great deal for him if he's able to get by with it. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. All right, so if you take a look at Anthony Edwards, right, he wants to pay his child support up front. Let's do some numbers.
All right, so here's the problem with this. This is Anthony Alexander. If you guys know Edwards, and there's multiple women who are all pregnant at the same time. He's decided to not be involved. And I think 2 of the children's lives, 2 of them out of the 2. I think the ones that are, listen, y'all know how some of these folks be. The woman that's sleeping with him currently and living with him, that's the only ones he care about. And it's unfortunate. He's too young to be just shooting the club up, but that's a whole nother conversation. But if she's stupid enough, because again, he could play for 10 more years. He's very young. But to take 2 million, and I think this is what she's being advised. Oh, we're going to take this 2 million and we're going to put it in a trust. 2 things are happening. They're either going to tell her, we're going to put it in a trust and you're just going to get, like $5,000 a month, payouts off the interest. So you can live well for to the child's 18, whatever, right? Or they're telling her, hey, we'll get this money out of him and in 5 years we'll come back and get some more. If she's being advised that, God bless her, because she about to be hurt. Because the Thoughtalina culture, right? I'm just trying to think of a word that's not terrible. The Thoughtalina culture to be kind of hunting, because again, all his baby mamas are over 30, sleeping with a 22-year-old man. Now you're gonna say, well, Erica, everybody's over 18, like I get you, I hear you. You're gonna say everybody's over 18, and if it was in the reverse, some of y'all daddies would be swinging up on these 30-year-old men's heads. But I get it, y'all. Y'all like playing that game, so we'll play it today. For these multiple over 30 women to be preying on a 22-year-old man, they are in that culture. They are they are either escort / selling the lady business in that culture deep. Okay. So to get pregnant, okay, and then get $2 million, her mind ain't even there. Her mind is into where these people be at. I'm not gonna use them words I want to use. Where these people be at, and how can I hit another lick? Because it's all about proximity. Okay. Because if you look out here, I think Bow Wow's baby mama is on his 3rd baby daddy with another football player. Okay. And then the first baby daddy was like a baseball player, if I'm not mistaken, or was he another football player? But long the story short, like again, Blake Griffin, remember with the red hair, his baby mama, a white woman, had a football player, a quarterback, white boy quarterback's baby. Then she had 3 or 4 with Blake Griffin. Then Blake Griffin left her and she owned another one. Okay. Donald Trump Jr.'s ex-wife is now with Tiger Woods. And she looked just like his ex-wife. I just want y'all to understand the proximity circles is very, very gross. They're very, like, once you get into these kind of little circles, they keep moving you in these circles. Okay. All right. I'm trying to be nice how I'm saying this. Yeah. Diggs and Future. Right. So to have a woman that has Bow Wow, Future, and Diggs, these women, if you can sell a man on being the 3rd baby daddy, you need to sell cars. You need to sell houses. shit, you need to sell tech because you the best. I don't know what you're doing, girl, but you're doing it. Okay. So I just want you to understand that's what I'm talking about. Blake Griffin and Matt Leinart. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. And she's a basketball playing white girl. So it's not like these are goofs. This is an athletic white girl who now has a bevy of athletic little mixed babies, and she gonna parlay them babies into wherever, right? Stop. See, I knew you were gonna do that. No, Russell Wilson has a wife. Future has multiple baby mothers, but Russell Wilson has a wife. You better stand up on it. You better stand 10 toes on it, okay? So again, yeah, Tiger Woods is with Donald Trump Jr.'s ex-wife who has 5 kids for Donald Trump Jr. That's a lot. That's a lot. You dig what I'm saying? Antonio Walker, Ocho Cinco, then Carl Crawford. See, that's crazy. But these circles are small, and that's why when I tell y'all about proximity, it matters. And y'all try to throw up, oh, Erica, if you're a good looking woman, if you're a good little looking woman and you working at Popeye's Chicken in the hood of Kentucky, y'all ain't gonna see her. You may see her on Instagram, you may see her online, but you're never in proximity to talk to Miss Fine Thing that work at Bojangles or Popeyes. You'll never. So it doesn't matter if a woman is beautiful, but if she's in a poor area, okay, she's in a rundown area, it don't matter. that don't get her nowhere. That's why I tell you that to be beautiful and have no brains is just decoration, baby. The boobs and everything else is decoration. You dig what I'm saying? Okay. The men, when they put the wig on the head, that's just decoration. You dig what I'm saying? That's decoration. Okay. So you should have a plan. So all I'm saying is if she's got people in her ear being dumb enough to tell her to take $2 million, in 3 years, we will be hearing about her in the news. Oh Lord, I can't. Oh Lord, my children's, they hungry, like all this crazy stuff. Marlon Wayans. Is it Marlon? Yeah, it's Marlon Wayans has a baby mama who needs, $100,000 a month in child support. She getting $18,000 right now, so she can't live. Okay. The boy that played basketball in Miami, and he just got transferred to the Bay. What's his name with the hair? The black boy that played for Miami Heat, and he just got transferred over there with Steph Curry. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? What's his name? Anyway, that boy's name, his baby mama saying the same thing. I can't live off $20,000 in Miami. I need $100,000 a month. Now, what y'all don't know about him though, not Jimmy Jordan. What's his name? Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is, even though he seems goofy, Jimmy Butler is actually invested in like 5 different tech startups. So she's not stupid because she know it's about to hit. You know what I'm saying? She know it's about to, like, these startups, one of them getting ready to go public. And so she already know the math. Like, when that startup go public, he gonna be like Nas. He gonna be on the up and up, and she want her money. And I don't blame her. Okay, I don't blame her. She's a pretty white lady with a mixed baby out in Miami. She need help. She need the monies. Okay, she need help, y'all. I just want you to understand when we talk about nepotism, second generation, these people will have to come along and figure out a plan for their children. Okay, exactly. Elon Musk done paid $3 million. That baby ain't 6 months old. You dig what I'm saying? But his whole thing is he only wants to sleep with smart women. The other women ain't complaining. It's 1 or 2 that's complaining. But Elon Musk, you got to be real into smart people, I guess, to sleep with him. I don't know what that is about, but no, don't do that. Don't come in here with that booner sooner crap. No, horns up. Horns are up. Okay, we're gonna beat South Carolina this time. And don't y'all bring it up tomorrow if they don't win. I don't want to hear it. Creating life is easy. Ooh, I'm gonna get out of that. I'm gonna get away from that. The womb hustle. Yeah, that's a bad hustle. That's a bad hustle. That's a dangerous play. How can you lay with somebody create life way? Easy. See, these people online are very in delusion. They mad at their mama. They have misplaced anger at their mama, right? Very misplaced anger. They hate their mamas. And then they never ask themselves why their dad thinks they're disposable. Like, I never could get off the school bus and walk in the house before the phone rang, and my dad be like, man, what took you so long to answer the phone? Like, every single day, Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday, Sunday, had to call him after practice, after piano lessons. Like, I had to be on the phone all summers. I lived with him. And that's after my parents got divorced. And then my stepdad didn't play no games. Hey, did you call your daddy today? Like, we didn't, so much involvement. It was a tyrant. Like, look, Dad, if we had FaceTime When my daddy was calling all the time like that, I'd have been tired. I'd been tired of kid because he was always like, what was the score? How many times did you try to score? Did you try to win? What are you doing? Sir, you ain't at the game. You don't know what we was doing. So again, like involvement isn't just I pay my child support. Like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. Like your kids go from you living with them every single day to not in the same house. Like ask men who are married how much they spend on their kids versus people who send a child support check. That's all. I'm just gonna say it like that. Just say it like that. Co-workers try to spike my drink. Oh no, baby, no. Don't drink nothing there. Don't drink nothing there. And I know it's hot. Everybody I talk to work at the post office be talking about it's so hot back there. My mom told me to keep my drink, even water in my hands. Listen, always never let the nothing leave your hand. Thank you, Tracy, for the $10 super chat. We're gonna wrap this up. I'm about to retire from the military soon. The ignorance is wild. Like y'all have no woo, Jill. Like any woman that's in the military, I give you an extra salute because I already know you in the danger zone every day you at work. You might have to karate chop a person. They just don't be thinking. You already know. UPS is terrible. Certified dirtbag. Certified. How you mess up your work money like that? That's crazy. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Robert Kelly is a crazy man. That's a song, really, though. Come on, listen. And that's the thing. These are people want to take it. They are takers. I'm trying to think of nice words to say online. They ain't never been corporate. Shit, be careful drinking around your family. All right. Let me see. Dudes be thinking they running game over there. They know the visitors from the one of us who actually live there. I bought the passport thing was a joke. Donald Watts, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like my poor cousin, he didn't want to go with the tour group and he went down to Columbia. He's like, y'all, I'll never go back again. They were like hunting me. Hey, brother, you want to come over here? You want some weed? You want some this, one, that? Like nonstop, no matter where he went. And I'm like, because they know an American when they see one. You're not just going to blend in because you're black and everybody's black over that side of town. Get out of here. Y'all really got to let that go. You can always tell who lived overseas, who visited overseas, and who's never been overseas. Listen. And then people try to argue, well, military people really don't be getting around like that. Have you ever seen the Instagram pages of the military and Navy people? They be all up over and through Europe. But if you listen to these goofies online, nah, y'all just live on the base. I remember this woman telling me your parents just lived on the base. I'm like, but they didn't. They had off base housing. You have to really understand these people have this mindset of like their old drunk uncle that came back from the military, and that's what they think is the military. And it's just stupid. It's goofy. Okay, let me get out of here. Anything else I missed? I think I got all y'all. Good. Thank y'all for all y'all comments. I really appreciate it. I don't know where Hunter's girlfriend is, but he did cut his hair. He cut that hair. 17 years, girl. 3 more years. Just hold on, Miss Jill. You just got to hold on. Okay? You just 3 more years. Man, my classmate worked 20 years, only making 40, 50K. Listen, you already know. You already know what time it is. All right. So listen, I thank y'all guys for being here. I know it's a lot of topics and I know it's late. I really appreciate everything, all the comments, all the stuff y'all said about Canada. I get it. I hear you. If I missed your comment, it ain't on purpose. I enjoy all the commentary. It's very interesting. For sure. Yeah. Anybody in America can get by on $10,000, buy a place for $45K in the Midwest and call it done. I mean, there is literally a Hispanic boy on TikTok. He's going viral. He bought a house in Michigan, Lansing, Michigan, for like 40K. No, 17 grand. And it wasn't in bad shape. He got it off the auction. It was actually in good shape. And they just did some little bit of work to it. And he moving out there. He's in LA delivering food on a scooter in an old car. And he literally making all this money off Instagram and TikTok, showing his travels. He taking his family, his baby. He's young too. He's like 20 something, 21, 22. And he has girlfriend and they got a baby. And they're going to go live in Michigan. And I'm like, he's done. If he, of course he's not because his age so young. But they bought a house for no money. That's why when people in Michigan or Detroit or Cleveland try to give me these sob stories, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Okay, nobody's trying to hear you telling me you ain't got 5K to put on these houses. Oh, Erica, some places don't give you no mortgage. They won't give you no mortgage. You tell me you went to your community bank that is in Cleveland, and they would not give you a $45,000 mortgage. Man, get out of here. You a liar. You a liar. Because you know how I know? I actually go up there and I call the bank. I call every single bank to see what type of community bank and what mortgage do they give. And they give under 50K mortgages all the time up there because that's in the Midwest. Stop it. Knock it off. Nobody's believing that. I'm in Detroit and I can't get anything. Nobody believes that shit no more. Y'all got to let it go. Oh, yeah. Canada not playing. They're getting rid of all these people. They broke. It's crazy. Paris been a dump for centuries. That's why they fled. Listen, you already know. Nah, these are inner parts of Paris. You know what I'm saying? You already know. The U.S. broke every. Listen, okay. Listen. So Canadians were in Mexico. I'm talking about by the millions, right? In Mexico during the pandemic. And Canada literally was like, we're missing 4 million citizens. If you don't get back to Canada, we will pull your universal health care. You have 3 weeks to get back to Canada. If you go look at the old videos during the pandemic, please go find them. They're all over YouTube, where the Mexico airport was like hell, where they just had hundreds and hundreds of Canadians trying to get back to Canada because Canada was like, we'll take your health care. You won't have any health care. You'll come back and you'll still put money and you won't have any health care. So I just don't think y'all understand, like, Canada is not what y'all think it is. Y'all really got to let that go. Bar Louis just filed for his second bankruptcy since 2020. You already know what time it is. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Again, also thank you for the $4 super chat. $4 super chat. Let me see. Anything else? That's it. I got everything. Oh, thank you so much. You guys check him out in TAT channel. $5 super chat. Erica, folks don't know that Germany of when I was there in the 80s is not the Germany of today at all. When my mom was in Germany in the 80s, the police still had them long batons from World War II, and they were beating the shit out of people. Excuse my language. They were beating the crap out of people. My mom was there in the 80s, right before the Berlin Wall came down. Right. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Right. She was there before that, and then she was there after. And my mom was like, it was so crazy because this German girl accused a black soldier of assaulting her. We'll just say that word because you know how YouTube is. And so the military made every black person, man or woman, this is in the 80s, stand up outside and let the German woman with the German police walk through the rows and take your hat off and see if you were the black guy who did that to her. And the black women are like, why we got to stand out here? Because they said, if y'all know who did it, y'all better tell. So imagine my mom, young mom in the military, standing in the 80s. You think she think good of Germany? You think she thinks well of Germany? How they were treating black people? See, y'all so busy wanting to sleep with people. Y'all like, Germany's so fun. The women want to sleep with us. Yeah, in the 80s, they were still bopping y'all over the head, taking you to jail, and making the whole unit line up. Just the black people, not the white men in the unit, just the black people, so that she could go through and pick which one did it. So this whole like, overseas, I'm like, baby, what you talking about? Ask some real people who lived over there. Some people who lived over there. Ask people like my mom who were stationed there for 3-4 years. Ask people what they really lived in the 80s and 90s over there. Germany was beating the crap out of people. Germany wouldn't play. I don't know why Germany goes so soft now, but Germany used to have a baton. They didn't even have guns. They straight grab you and beat you. And if you were homeless in Germany, they put you on a plane to your home country. They stopped doing that maybe, I think, 1996 or 1994. And my mom was like, they would meet military people who, got out. They was, living in Germany, but then they lost a job or something happened. They were homeless. And Germany was like, where you from? Oh, you from America? Hold on. Here's your ticket. Let me take you to the airport personally. You're going to the airport, sir. You're leaving our country. And somewhere in there, Germany stopped being Germany. So, you know what I mean? It's just like, it is what it is. France is broke. Oh, man, they've been bullying 6 nations in Africa, killing their presidents. Oh, whoop, can't say that word. They've been doing a lot. Let me just say that way. And France knows it. France says if it wasn't for the African nations, they would be a third world country. Yep. At least you get a break a few years. Yes, the poll is us. Baby, they took them batons out and beat your legs. That's why when people sit here and tell me these stories, I'm like, I have family members who lived over there 4, 5, 6 years. Like, what are you talking about? Like, they were there. You know what I'm saying? When the wall came down, they got old school Polaroid photo cameras sitting on bricks. You know, like, what are you talking about? Get out of here. I'm heading to Germany a few months. It ain't sweet. Like, be safe, Miss Jill, for real. Like, if this is your last duty station, just don't, you know the rules. Don't be out late in Germany at night. You already know what time it is. And don't ride them trains outside the city. You already know. The skinheads coming back in Germany. They so mad. And I'm like, I don't blame them. Oh, yeah, the lineup. Hey, Brandy, it's a nice. The Deutschlands is nice, you know. I am going to do Oktoberfest this year just one more time. Just one more time. I'm older now, but I think I can handle it. I think I can do it. I'm going to take one of those pills so I can just drink it and have a great day. I ain't going to go there. I'm not even going to say it. I didn't have any issues there, backburn. But then again, I wasn't out. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you were being careful. You know what I mean? They were tripping. Oh, yeah. They be Asian men too. They be like, yeah, I can't wait to get over there in Germany because they want Asian and black men. Yeah. And I'm like, all right. I hope you have a wonderful time, sir. I hope you throw your hip out. I remember a guy worked at Best Buy. His sister was stationed in Germany and he was 20 years old and he was begging his sister every day, can I please just fly into Germany? And she was like, no, you're not going to just come here to sleep with women and sleep on my military housing. You can't do that. That military I'll get in trouble. And he was just like begging her. I remember this at Best Buy when I was in high school. He was just begging her, please take me over to Germany. I'll sleep on the floor. That's what he wanted to do. You already know what he wanted to do, but I'll leave that alone. My grand uncle spent 50 years over there. His daughter came to America to stay when she graduated. You already know. That's why people be trying to play me. I'd be like, baby, talk to these kids who actually live there. Nick said, get out of my face, hooker. I'm married. Yes, I might have to do that. Ooh, yeah. You already know. And they hop in them trains. Not the hip. Yeah, just be safe. Again, just be safe. My friends are over there and he let his wife come visit him his wife and his children come for 4 weeks. And the military was like, we're gonna let you have a week off because they didn't want him just letting his children and wife roam free in Germany. Because you're not allowed for these 1-year missions. I'm trying to think of the right word, but I would say missions to bring a family anymore in Germany. That's why when people try to tell me about Germany, I'll be like, you can't bring your family no more, right? If you're there for 1 year, Germany's like, the government's like, please, you're not bringing your family. We're not paying for that. So yeah, be careful on that Germany talk because they're not letting you bring them over there. Listen, people have fought wars over that. You already know. People have fought wars over that. They will do whatever they must do. And I don't blame them. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You guys were wonderful. We had like over 300 people at the chat at one time. Hit a like button, drop a 1 on the comments, put the engagement in there. It helps me with the algorithm. Again, you guys. Okay. Yeah, they're changing them to 2 years. And my friend's on 1 year. He's with the North Carolina National Guard. And then the other friend is active duty and he's there for 2 years. And he still couldn't bring his family. It was crazy. So it's kind of crazy. It's kind of real crazy right now. So listen, love you guys. You're the best. Book launch is coming this week. You'll be able to get the links. You'll be able to see all stuff. I hope this was an interesting show for y'all. Try to give you good information with a twist, with a little bit of humor and laugh at stuff. I know it's late. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful evening.
This is David W. Williams, and I'm giving a testimony to Erica Williams and her team. Because of the advertising relationship that we were able to develop, my company had the best month in the month of November for the whole year of 2024. And I'm talking about our sales were 3 or 4 times any other month during that particular year. And I know it's because of the relationship that I had with Erica and how she worked with me as an advertising partner. So now here's the benefit of working with her and her team. She's going to communicate to you what you're going to get as a result of working with her. She's going to over deliver on her value that she's providing, right? And she's not going to do a one-off deal. She's going to really invest in your success because she's really invested in making sure that you're going to get a success story from working with her as an advertising partner. So if you're looking to drive more sales, you're looking to bring in more leads, and you're also looking to get more exposure to what you're doing, you want to reach out to Erica and ask her, can I advertise with you?